Howdy folks, and welcome back to another episode of the Maddfuzzy Podcast. I am your sock-obsessed host, Marta, and I am coming to you from an extremely gray day here in Maine, where I live with my handsome man and our two wonderful dogs. And we now share a property with his mother-in-law. Because, new setting, exciting news, I am in my new house. So this is the first podcast from the new house. Mind the mess, we all live downstairs. I'll give you a quick little tour as well. But right off the top, I want to say welcome to the podcast. This is a knitting podcast, mostly knitted socks, as well as some spinning, some crocheting, some dyeing. Depends on the week, the month, the year. So, welcome! I have so much to talk to you about. It has been about a month since my last episode. And with the moving to this house and getting it ready to live in, time. She slipped through my fingers again. But I did manage to get some dyeing done this week, so I will be having a shop update. I'll just dive right into administration and we'll cover all of this as we go. So off the bat, I want to let you know you can find me on the internets. I'm most active on Instagram. I am at Maddfuzzy. I am also on Ravelry as Maddfuzzy. We do have a Maddfuzzy Ravelry group. So if you want to pop over there and join us, we're growing slowly, but I think my new exciting upcoming KAL might boost that a little bit. I've been running some things through my head, and I have an exciting KAL to announce. So jump on over to Ravelry and sign up for that group. Also, you can subscribe to this channel or hit the thumbs up button. The little buttons are down there, so please feel free to do that. Also, I am the owner and dyer of Maddfuzzy Yarns, which we have at Betsy shop. So if you wanted to go over and see what kind of yarns I have up in my shop, there is a link in the description bar as well. And I'll be having an update this Friday. That is June 15th, I believe. Let me take a look. I don't think it's June 15th. Sorry. This Friday is June 8th. So yes, my update will be this Friday, June 8th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. I'll show you the colorways that are going to be there. As far as the Ravelry group goes, you can also email the podcast. Feel free to email me. I love it when you say hi. So email at maddfuzzy@gmail.com, as well as leave comments right into the chatter thread on the Ravelry group. Say hi. Yeah, I do. I love it when you say hi. So, all right, pull back up my show notes here. I've kind of got a rough outline. So, the new and exciting KAL. I've been running some ideas through my head, and I have decided I want to do adventure into new heels. As you know, if you've been a long-time viewer, thanks for coming back. I've had some recent woes with different types of heels, and I always want to try new types of heels. So I am launching for the months of June, July, and August the Heal My Broken Heart KAL, and that's going to be hashtag Heal My Broken Heart KAL right there. So check that out. Post those hashtags there. I'll open up a chatter and an FO thread, and this is going to be really loosey-goosey. As long as whips count, it's just going to run for June, July, and August. We're already a few days into June, so if you started it in June, go for it. I'm going to say in finished objects, all I want to see is heels. If you finish the sock, that's great. Good for you. You have socks now. But this is really all about heel construction. So I want you to try to push how you do heels. I want you to try a new heel. I've purchased several new heel patterns, like the Vanilla is the New Black pattern. I purchased the Fish Lips Kiss heel. I'm going to try a Fleagle heel. There are quite a few heels out there, and I want you to be creative. I want you to try to find the weird ones. Kind of have this as a resource, what you liked, what you didn't like about it. So the FO thread is more of a place where we can go and look at different heel constructions, and I really do want you to type something in there about how you felt about the heel, if you liked it, if it's better than what you normally do, what you normally do, why you tried this, where the pattern is. You know, we're we're going to try to share the heel knowledge and heal our broken hearts, because I have been completely disheartened with the German short row heel. And if you are not, I want to see those heels. So that is the heel, my broken heart KAL, running through the 3 months. And those threads will be all open and ready to go in the Ravelry group as soon as this podcast is edited and uploaded and whatnot. So I hope you join in the fun. Like I said, you don't have to finish. As long as you make it past the heel. I'm really looking for the heel. That's the whole point of it. So I'm going to cast on a bunch of socks with really interesting heel constructions. I'm going to try new heel constructions that I've never tried before. And we'll play for the next 3 months and see, I don't know, what's out there. There's so many new and exciting heel patterns. Like the new Depth heel by Becky Sorensen. The Smooth Operator Socks has a really cool heel construction in it by Susan B. Anderson. So let's try to find all those patterns that really do have a truly unique heel construction. Give them a try, share them with our friends, and see if we can't get this off to a good start. So ready, set, knit some heels. All right, enough about that KAL. If you do have any questions, feel free to message me. Let's see what else we got. So I wanted to also say a few things about because I think that's all about the Ravelry group, about a couple people out there doing some really cool things. I just kind of want to give them a quick shout out before this episode really got going. Another viewer of the episode, hello, our winner from the Pod People KAL, Lady Wing Designs, just came out with a shawl pattern. You should check her out on Ravelry. She is Lady Wing Designs. And she also has a podcast. I had no idea. So, yeah, you should check that out as well and support that pattern. And, yeah, check it out. I'll leave a link to her Ravelry page and her podcast in the show notes so you can easily find her and get going on a new addiction. So, I also wanted to mention that Julia of a Happy Knitting Podcast released her first pattern, well, not pattern, sock pattern, and of course I bought it that very day that I saw it on Instagram, so you'll be seeing that. I've already cast it on, I've already started it, but I wanted to, in the beginning, tell you that it's wonderful. You should buy it, and you should support her because she is amazing. Also, if you haven't checked out the Happy Knitting Podcast, it is truly one of my favorites. It comes out on my weekend, which is Mondays and Tuesdays, and so I'll always do the dishes to her. It's like, well, at least I have Julia. I may be doing the dishes, but at least I have Julia to be here with me. So I love that podcast. All right, back to these notes, because there is going to be some logic. I do need to get through this pretty quickly here. All right, yeah. So I have officially moved into our new house. As you can see, there is no insulation. I'm actually literally sitting in the middle. It is so gray, but I have so many windows that I feel wonderfully illuminated. So this is great. I'm really excited to be filming here. I'll give you a quick tour. So over here is the dye studio. I have a little Coleman stove, my brand new Crazy Monkey Creation skeiner. I just did a little Instagram story on how I skein up my yarn. So if you want to check that out, you can save it in the highlights. And I got that area over here. Behind me is our bed. And this is our TV, and there's a bar that kind of splits in half, and I'm sitting in the very center of my house. So it's not very big. And then upstairs is completely empty. It's going to be a work zone for electrical, and then we're going to finish it. I mean, we're going to finish it. You know, it's going to be blocked, all the ends woven in, everything. No, it's going to have drywall up and all the outlet covers on, and then we're moving everything up there. And down here is becoming ground central for building and whatnot. It's easier to finish the bedroom first because we don't have all the counters we want yet. We haven't picked up the refrigerator, and let them wire down here while we're up there. So that's where the house is at. So welcome to my new house. Yay! I'm a homeowner. Yay! Okay, that was a lot of talking and not a whole lot about actual knitting. So I'm going to talk to you about some knitting. Yeah, let's get going. I have 2 finished objects for you this week. Well, this episode. I always do that. It's never weekly. I'm hoping in the future to make it weekly, but it's never weekly. Life life is a wonderful and busy thing. So, first finished object. I don't even think you saw this as a work in progress. I cranked it out real fast. So, this is a hat. I know, right? It's a hat. On the Sock Obsessed Knitting Podcast, there's a hat. This is Bartlett Yarns. It's extremely rustic, and there's a little bit of grease still in it from the spinning oil. It is this fluorescent orange color. Bartlett is out of, I want to say Skowhegan, Maine. I had a tag, and then I moved. I did the Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits Squishy Squishalicious brim, where I knit it twice as long and fold it over and pick up stitches. And this is for the boyfriend for hunting season. I started it early because I never thought I was going to actually finish it, and then we were sitting there in bed and didn't have anything else really easy to work on. I said, I just have the crown decreases, let's do it. This is the Nice and Easy beanie pattern, and I like the Nice and Easy beanie pattern because it's got the even decreases along the top. They don't spiral, they're in that little X. So I like that one. So that was for Heathcliff. He gets a little present. He's been a good boyfriend. He's working his butt off right now. Aren't we all? Summer's in Maine. Work, 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 work. Everyone's eating. Everyone's here. All the license plates are from out of town, and we're all busy. So, my next finished objects, and warning, my sock blockers are over there. So everything is going to be not on sock blockers, but for the sake of time and the sake of actually getting out there to say hello to you people, I am going to forego the sock blockers and show you my next finished object in their floppy sock form. Ta-da! They are my Jinx Yarns graffiti socks. These are a vanilla sock with a cuff for days. I mean, seriously for days. And then with that 20 stitch gusset, I do 20 stitches for my heel flap that I pick up. So the, this giant gusset. So all in all, it's got some length to it. But I had yarn left over, so I will be casting on my tiny memory sock. I haven't forgotten about those. I just haven't yet. And so I do have some left over for that. And even though I have this giant cuff, I'm so happy about the leg of these. I'm so impressed with this colorway. This is Jinx's graffiti on her sparkle base, and I'd never worked with a sparkle before, and I really like it. I really do, and I'm so happy to be putting these in my box of socks. According to my basic math, this is pair number 6. So I'm right on track. And considering pair number 7 and 8 are hose, I'm doing pretty good. And 9 is cast on. So that 12 is sneaking up on me fast, and I'm so excited. I've never completed it. This could be my first year. And classic me, I'd complete it, I'd be really happy, I'd have my 12 pairs, and then I would never enter. Because taking the photograph of all 12 pairs would just I never have time for it. And then the new year will have passed, and I'm like, man, I should have entered that box of socks, KAL. Should have entered the stripy socks, KAL. Should have entered, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I am the queen of shoulda, coulda, woulda, KAL. Maybe I should do that as a KAL too. Well, let's get this one off and started. Maybe I will do a shoulda, coulda, woulda KAL. For all those things that you finished and forgot to enter, you can just enter them. Let's see. I don't know. What do you think? If you think that's a fun KAL, you're a day too late, or you completely forgot, or you did it and it didn't quite meet the criteria, let me know in the description bar if that's something you'd be interested in. So, finished object. Hot dog. Yeah. All right, moving on. Because it is works in progress time. I got a couple works in progress. So, first work in progress. Let's pull something out and not get you too excited here. So, my first work of progress is my Transcendent socks. I've actually made some progress on them. They are not dead. They are not a UFO. They're still trucking along. I do a couple repeats here and there. I was really waiting to do a heel. I did the Fish Lips Kiss heel. So here we go. Here's where they are. I got the toe, I passed the heel. I'm into the cuff. So yeah, I did all of this last night, from the red and the yellow all the way up here. So I did a bit last night, laying in bed, watching Guardians of the Galaxy. We are giant nerds, and we found on Facebook a list of all of the Marvel movies in chronological order. So they're like, you know, Captain America, the first one comes first, but it's not in like the order they were made. It's like actually in the chronological order of the Marvel universe kind of a thing. So we've been watching them all because we have them all. So we've been watching them strategically in the order in which they came in time and space. So it's been fun. It's given us something to do. The internet will reach our house over here on my laptop, but the new PlayStation we got, it's just not quite good enough to pick it up. So we have not had any of our streaming platforms on the big TV. So yeah, we've entertained ourselves with the Marvel universe. And we watched Guardians of the Galaxy last night, and we've got Guardians of the Galaxy 2 to watch tonight. I like those ones. Those are some of my favorites. But this is not a Marvel universe. Speaking of Marvel universe, I did go to Deadpool 2, even though that's DC. Well, no, it is Marvel, isn't it? Because the X-Men, he's in that X-Men. But it was funny. I do recommend it. It was a hoot. I can't wait till it comes out. I'm going to buy it, add it to our collection. Why not? So, back to Fish Slips Kiss Heel. Hot diggity dog, guys. Hot diggity dog. I killed it. I freaking killed it. I got no gaps in the corners. Yeah. Other side, just to prove it. No gaps in the corners. Picked up those stitches beautifully. And my favorite part is, look at this seamless heel. There are no holes. I'm in love. I'm in love. It is a better heel. It's just so much better. And it was easy. You know, I've done them enough now that I'm just like, oh, yeah, I remember how this goes. Yeah, Fish Slips Kiss Heel, baby. Taking over my German short row. I'm just going to plug that in. Every time it says do a German short row, I'm just going to plug that in. Oh, look at little Truffle. Hi, Snuggles. Oh, she's down. They went to the vet this afternoon for all their vaccinations. So they're a little mad at me. They kind of are keeping their distance. It was not a pleasant experience. Truffle's sensitive. So there's my second Transcendent sock. And really, my color work has gotten so much better, so much more even. I'm really freaking proud of myself. Yeah, I really am. So that's that one. I thought I'd start you off with something you'd seen before. And now the rest of this table is completely new. Completely new. You've never seen it before. So I'll show you my next half-finished object. Yeah, no, spoiler, there'll be 3 in all. Yeah, half-finished objects. Oh, no. This one's not a half-finished object. I lied to you. It's close. It's missing a thumb. And that kind of counts towards the general finish of a mitten. But this is another variation on the Selbu mitten. It's my little progress keeper. And this is my yarn again. This is my Old World DK. I went up a needle size. I used the needle size I used on my first one for the cuff. And then I went up a needle size for the rest of it, just to get a little bit bigger. The other one blocked out to fit my mother's smaller hands. It was a little tight on me, but I decided to go up a little bit more. And I think these just fit perfectly. And when they do block, they're just going to be a little bit bigger and just a little bit more roomy. But I love the contrast between this pink here. Okay, it's between this pink and this slate gray. I am just so excited about this. And I can't wait to cast on the next one. And these, I'm telling you, my Old World DK is perfect for this stuff. It's really, really perfect. I designed it to be perfect for this stuff. It's going to create such an even fabric. And when you block it, it just plumpens up and really fills in and does an amazing job. So I really am very happy with this. I cannot wait to cast on the next one. And I can't wait to do this thumb. I think what's stopping me is I just don't want to pick it up. I don't know. It's just kind of been sitting there for a while, honestly. But we'll get it done. Mitten season's a long ways away, but I'm still trying to do 6 pairs for Elias Gaindeer Knits mid-along. And so, yeah. Got that. Okay. Oh, what else? Oh, I did want to tell you something else about this. So I was watching Knitography. It's not the most recent episode. It was a couple back. And she's doing this really cool thing where they're going through the fairy tale mitten book, which I have to have. It's a must-have. It's Evan Vater. I'll put that in the down bar because it's cool. And she had said they were sold out, but I think I found it and they're reprinting it, so I really want it. Some of the patterns are on Ravelry. I think they're called like Mittens from the Fairy Forest is the books that they translated it into English. But they're not all there, and I love to have them all. So that's what she's talking about now, but she gave me a little nugget of knowledge that just revolutionized the way that I was knitting these. She had said that the cuff is one thing, right? You divide your stitches on to your needle, you knit the cuff, right? And now the hand of the mitten and the back of the mitten are going to be something completely different, and your stitch count may change. So what you're going to do is you're going to, after you knit the cup, put all the stitches you're going to need for the top on one needle, and all the stitches, which are going to be less because you're going to slowly increase, but it's always going to be a little less, on the other needle. And so when you're knitting your chart, because this one, the chart, the halfway point is somewhere like right here, and it just was confusing, and you just have to be like, okay, then now I turn the work, and then I got to do, it just took a second to think about it. But when I moved it all onto one needle, I could do this entire, from this great little like black stripe that goes all around all the outside as like my bookends, and I'd do the whole front, and then I would do the whole back. And it made it so much easier. I didn't have to like draw on my post-it note where the center was, so I knew, oh, this is the 20th stitch I have to turn. And yeah, no, moving all the stitches to work with the color work chart, front and back, it revolutionized everything. This mitten flew because everything I needed in this color work section was on one needle. Yeah, so I thought I'd share that little nugget with you because it definitely changed my little life. So my Selbu mitts by Skeinier, and I think I am going to buy another one. I just bought a book on mittens, but they're all fingering weight mittens, and Ellie has another DK weight mitten that I really want to do. So I might do that one first. I might do another Selbu mitten. I'm loving these so much. It's a great pattern. But I've kind of gone Selbu mitten crazy and just have bought way too many patterns and I'm a little overwhelmed by all my choices. But, I could just quit my job and knit mittens all day. Reality, not going to happen. So, enough about Selbu mittens. Let's crack on. Okay, next is a half-finished object for reals. Not a lie, definitely not a lie. This is a real half-finished object, and you haven't seen this either. You saw the yarn a few weeks ago, a few episodes ago maybe even. I had bought that yaw wool that was pink and blue. I knitted it into a sock. Another huge cuff. These cuffs are so awesome because if I wear boots, the top will be sticking out of the boots and you can grab onto it and pull your boot off and it doesn't get eaten by the boot. So nice big long sock, heel flap. And like I was saying, the yaw wool comes with reinforcement thread in the heel, for the heels, cuffs, and toes, or just the heels and toes. And I just did it in the heel because that's the part where it wears out for me. So this is, come on, just some reinforcement thread that came with it in the colors. So on the heel flap, I wove that in, well, held it double with the yarn to have a thicker, more squishier heel flap. So these, I really like yaw wool. I have to say this was probably the highest quality commercial yarn I have worked with yet. It is softer than Regia or Opal. It is thicker than both. It is I didn't find any knots. I had no problem. Unwound really nicely. The reinforcement thread is a super nice touch. So I'm going to say it. I think Y'all's got my heart. I think it may be the best commercial sock yarn I have knit with so far. So there we go. First sock. Because this is my on-the-go sock. This is like my in-the-purse bag. What I knit here and there and everywhere. And when I don't want to actually think about anything or I'm too tired, I knit with that. So here is the second one. It's gone pretty far. I think I'm going to be ready for the heel flap in just a hot second. But while I'm here, I'll talk about an acquisition I had this week. So I went ahead and was on Etsy, as you do, and trolling around. Get real close here and get this focus so you can see it. Push the screen and it will focus, right? That's how that works. So this is a tiny little piece of cake. Little rainbow cake. Oh, there we go. I got it from Tiny Sugar Studios. And she's located in Portugal. But I was shopping on Etsy and I just fell in love with it. And there was only one left and I had to buy it. And I had the gift certificate left over from my father for Christmas. So I just bought myself a little treat. Oh, I want my face to focus here. Face, focus. There we go. There's that face. So yeah, there's my little progress keeper. Let's see. Oh, it's going to blow out terribly, but it's so cute. So I have got a card of hers somewhere around here. It has been cleaned up. Sorry, it's some kind of a disaster. But I will link all of her information in the down bar as well because they are really reasonable. The shipping was really fast. The packaging was so cute. And it came in a padded envelope. And yeah, I cannot recommend it more. It's just a high quality progress keeper. And I love cake. It's a fun fact about me. Anything pastry. So these I'm knitting on my Chow Goos. I have a whole collection of different types of needles. I haven't quite found my needle yet. Thinking I might ask for a set of signature needles for Christmas this year. They're kind of priced at that Christmas present price range. So give those a try. I hear they're really sharp. I don't know. What do you think? If you have an opinion on signature needles, I would love to hear about it. Actually, I would love to hear about your opinion on any kind of needle. Actually, I'd love to hear all of your opinions about socks in general. That's why we have the hashtag all you talk about is, or hashtag all I talk about is socks thread in the Ravelry group. So let's get that back up and going. Let's see if Marta can't be better at Ravelry. I'm really bad at Ravelry, guys. I'm really sorry. I am not a good person at Ravelry. I would rather be knitting than typing about my knitting. So if you guys make me, I'll do it. I'll be there. I promise. You just have to help me and chat about what your needles are and what you're doing. Tell me about the socks you're knitting. My boyfriend can't hear about the socks I'm knitting anymore. He's heard too much sock talk. So we need to sock talk. All right. That's enough about those. Let's see here. Okay, last work in progress. Because I've got quite a few things on my needles, but this is my last work in progress. This is done in my yarn, my hand-dyed yarn, Maddfuzzy Yarns, which is 100% East Frisian non-superwash. This is on my pretty tough base, so it's got a little sparkle to it. No. Yeah, this is on my pretty tough base. So it does have a little sparkle to it. And this is my Up to Camp colorway. So it's got greens and blues. And this came as a sock set that I had accidentally had to tie a knot in the heel contrast color, so it automatically became my sock set and for a booth sample. So it has a gorgeous contrasting yarn for the heels and cuffs. And I sent this set to Julia of the Happy Knitting Podcast when I donated prizes to her podcast. So if you've seen it before, you've probably seen it there. And oh, Betsy just came home, so the dogs are going to freak out. So I will be right back. Promises. All right, and I'm back. sorry about that. Betsy has been gone farm sitting for the last couple of days, and so the dogs were really excited to see Grandma Betsy. So yeah, I had to pause. There was no way we were gonna make it through that, but she's home, she's back, and yeah, we're gonna have a nice dinner together. I made Italian beef with this really nice veal roast. So yum! It's been cooking for hours. It smells so good in here. I needed a lot of things to make heat. It's about 50 degrees in Maine right now, so I have the space heater on down here because we have no insulation. Yeah, I'm making crock-pot beef. Such a homemaker. So back to this work in progress. This is the Couch and Cracker Sock by Julia of the Happy Knitting Podcast. She has a Ravelry store. And the Couch and Cracker Sock has this great semi-ribbed pattern with these wonderful garter. They're kind of like X's, but they're not. Anyway, it's really fun, and I have to admit, I just keep trying to get to that next repeat because there's like a few rows where you don't really do a whole lot, then you do the thing, and it's just amazing. So this is my up to camp, or as the Mainers would say, up to camp. No, that was a terrible Maine accent. I'm sorry, Mainers. But up to camp is not really a place. It's more of a state of mind. So that's that. Not very far. It does take a little bit more brain power than I was expecting. Maybe my brain cells are lacking, but I haven't gotten a huge amount of progress. It's good to be knitting with Maddfuzzy again. I love knitting with my yarn. I think I have to, or I should just stop selling it. If I don't like knitting with it, why would anybody else? But I really like knitting with it. It's not very splitty. It just has a good feel to it. All right, so that is my last work in progress. Yeah, so that's what I've been knitting on, friends. Lots and lots, and making slow progress on everything. Still haven't cast on that sweater yet. Maybe after I show you my new acquisition. Oh, time out. I'll be right back. I just discombobbled, but that's the power of editing. I'll just smush it all back together. We'll be fine. Everything's fine. It's all fine. This is a casual podcast. We're casual here. But I got some really great acquisitions. I would say I kind of had a little yarn piggery, but I didn't buy most of it. So let's go on. So off the bat, I guess I'll show you my newest big yarn acquisition. So there is this wonderful farm, Good Karma Farms, and they're in Belfast, and they actually have their own mill. It's not a mini mill, it's a full-size mill, and they do their own worsted weight, sport weight, and sock yarn. But their worsted weight is this beautiful billowy cloud of alpaca and wool blend. Two-ply high twist gorgeousness, and I love their yarn, but a sweater's quantity is over $100 easily, and I was never going to get it. And especially for someone who doesn't knit sweaters that much, thinking about that much on a sweater that I may rip out a billion times, I just couldn't do it. But they'd asked me to watch their booth for them while they were at Maryland Sheep and Wool and New Hampshire Sheep and Wool. Lucky devils. Wish they would have taken me, but hey, you gotta start somewhere. So I was watching their booth at the Belfast Farmers Market, and I did that for 2 days. It's a long market, 5 hours long, and I worked my magic and spoke with the knitters, worked on some socks. But I told them I wanted a sweater's quantity worth of yarn as payment. And so I went to their farm last week and picked out my color. So this is, here we go. Jeez, you are having some serious focusing problems today, camera. Serious focusing problems. There we go. This is Good Karma Farms tag. Here she is. And this gorgeous forest green, pillowy, soft, buttered kitten skein is Texas green. And I think it is just going to be so gorgeous against my skin. I decided I am going to do the tourist sweater. And if I think about it, I will put a picture of it right now. But if not, it is a turtleneck tunic style with this like kangaroo pouch pocket and buttons that kind of make a little flap. It's really cool. And I thought this would just be perfect for it. So I have plans to knit this into a sweater, and I have so much yarn. It's wonderful. So much yarn. So I'm gonna do my sweater out of the free yarn I have, the Bartlett yarn, or the Brunswick free yarn I had gotten from somebody. Do my first sweater with that so I can kind of see how a sweater works with a free pattern and free yarn. And then, yeah, that is getting, oh, I got fluff on my nose now. Oof. That is getting cast on. I am so excited. Yay! I love working for yarn. We'll work for yarn. Isn't that what we all will do? All right. Well, that was my first acquisition, because this is going to be a long episode, folks. I'm trying to hustle through, but it's been over a month, and I have been very busy in the yarny world. So, my next acquisition, I guess I can tell you about. I went to the Fiber Frolic, the Maine Fiber Frolic, this last weekend. And that's a really fun little festival. I wish I had been there for more of it, but I stayed for a couple hours. I had a friend on a time constraint, but I'd rather be on her schedule than be alone. So we went and kind of did it in a whirlwind, and I spent more money than I should have, but I at least wasn't there that long. So I said hi to the important people. I was going to go straight off to the used equipment tent to see, you know, if anybody had any Swifts or anything, so I could, you know, just see what they got in the used equipment tent. And I was there at 10 o'clock. It started at 9. And when I went on Sunday last year, it was pretty much dead. But apparently everyone had the same idea I did, get there early and go straight to the used equipment tent, because the line for the checkout was huge. It was huge. I'll insert a video right here. I took a video of this line and pretended to video all these wheels, because I'm still kind of self-conscious about that. So you'll see a video, and I'm panning along the entire length of this barn, and all those people behind the wheels, they are standing in line. Arms full of like carters and drum carters and wheels. I mean, so many spinning wheels. It was insane. And then there was these great wheels at the very end that when I went outside, they were like caged in. So there's a photo of those at the very beginning in that intro. So it was the Maine Fiber Frolic. They don't do a lot of classes. They don't do a lot of things, some demonstrations, but I didn't stick around for any of them. I really pretty much bought my stuff and headed on home, and which was good because I spent the whole afternoon dyeing yarn. So I was newly inspired by seeing everyone's work. So there was some productivity. It came out to be a win-win, but I walked away with some serious treasures. So I'm going to start with the first, because I don't believe I have enough project bags. I don't think I have enough project bags. I have projects out of project bags. I needed more project bags. So when I saw this, I couldn't believe it. It was right up my alley. It's all these silhouettes of dogs. A nice square bottom bag. Now let's hold this up here. Nice square bottom bag with these dogs. A really nice closure. This is a rope with like one of them grommet thingies. Wow. I should be on QVC, right? Right. All right. And the inside, it's rainbow with hot pink. So adorable dogs, rainbow with hot pink. Totally my number, right? So this is done by Wee Ones. There's a picture of her card, but I will of course link it in the down bar as always. I had seen her there last year, and she does these really amazing stitch markers. And so I knew I really wanted to check that out after I knew that Matta root was not going to be there. I really had wanted one of their project bags, and I kind of had saved up for one. But this one, much less expensive and equally as adorable. So I got that. But I also had to get some of those wonderful stitch markers from the same shop. And as long as we've had White Dog has always been on my knitting. Always been on my knitting. A little piece here, a little piece there. Well, friends, now White Dog can actually be on my knitting. Look at this. They're little white dogs. There's one, they're sitting up. They're laying down. So yeah, I have tiny little White Dog stitch markers. Oh, do you hear my name? Truffle. Shh, Truffle. She's a little jelly. There were no Truffle stitch markers, and I couldn't have bought two if I wanted. Truffle, honey, quiet. Quiet. Just gonna go investigate. Nothing's going on out there. I think Grandma Betsy let some cats out. They're gonna watch cat TV for a while now and make noises. So, carrying on. Hopefully it doesn't get picked up too bad in the microphone. It's one of the many reasons I have a microphone. So I've got tiny little White Dog stitch markers, and no yarn festival is complete without buying yarn. And I went to the One Lupin booth. One Lupin is a shop up in Bangor that I am absolutely obsessed with. Their 2-ply sock yarn, I believe it is the Knox base. I know, go figure, I live in Knox. I like the Knox base. I think Pemaquin is their 4-ply BFL base, but the Knox base is a merino nylon high twist 2-ply that I just could die for. I love it. And she had some new colorways, and this Jody at One Lupin is amazing. She is a dyer beyond all dyers. Everything in there, I could have bought her entire display. But I knew that I would be going to Bangor at some point and could buy it from the shop. And I wanted to spend the very limited amount of budget I had on someone I wasn't going to see again. You know, try something new, maybe meeting a friend out of state. So I ended up saying goodbye to Jody, saying goodbye to those beautiful yarns, telling them I would see them soon, no fear. And I went back, because you do a first lap, and then you go back, to the Shirsty Cat Designs by Kelly Straub, which she said she was just outside of Philadelphia. So Shirsty Cat Designs. Her website is www.shirstycat.com. I will put a link in the down bar as well. But she had a wall of sock yarn, and I kept picking one up and seeing one underneath it and being like, oh my god, oh my god, like, she is incredible dyer. Holy cow. I ended up with 6 skeins in my yarn, and I was like, I can only buy one of these. And so we started like putting some back. I bought 2. Put one of them on the business. Shh. I couldn't leave one. I couldn't leave one. It couldn't be done. So I bought this one, which is Unicorn. I wanted to pick something up that I didn't think I would dye for myself. You know, look at this. Just so fun. So this is Unicorn. Hold it back here and turn it. Oh. And then when I was moving some things, I found this little guy smushed down in a little basket. And she told me it was actually a limited colorway, that there was only 5 of them ever dyed. So I'm really glad I got one, because this is called On Tropical. So, oh, isn't this one phenomenal? There's that pink with this bright, beautiful orange and this lime green into purples. Ah, I can't get enough of this skein. I have to. So I bought them both, and I'm very happy I did. And I cannot wait to use them in my Heal My Broken Heart KAL. Yeah, they're just merino nylon blends, you know, traditional sock yarn. There was a lot of them there, surprisingly. You know, I go straight for the sock section. Like, worsted, DK, it's dead to me. Zero in on the sock section. When I go into yarn stores, I do that. When I go to festivals, I do that. So I looked at a lot of sock yarns. And it's all merino nylon. Want something tougher. I mean, this is great and all. It would make an amazing shawl, or like a KAL, or a hat, or like underwear. But I want these colors on my yarn. And that's really my goal in life, is to be able to produce Maddfuzzy cheap enough to sell it to dyers so that we can have these amazing colors on something that's going to last a little bit longer. So that's my small rant about sock yarn and my woes with merino sock yarn. But we're getting there. I'm going to change the world, baby. I'm going to change the world. No, that's not actually what's going to happen, but hopefully going to change one indie dyer's base at a time. So that is Thirsty Cat Yarns. Ah, I'm so happy. But that brings me to the, oh no, one more acquisition. This is a learning acquisition. I have been lusting after this book forever, and I finally bought it. It's the Mittens from Norway. And yeah, this book is amazing. I'm really excited that I bought it. It's a gorgeous hardcover book. I've spent a lot of time with it so far, and there are a lot of patterns I want to knit in it. I photocopied one I think I'm going to cast on fairly soon here. Here, I'll see if I can't find it right quick. And there's just so many great patterns in here. They're all really nicely charted, and I was able to photocopy the chart really easily. Oh man, forever. I guess it was the last pattern in here. No, there it is. I really want to make these. I think those would be just so much fun. So I've got yarn dyed up. I got things planned. I just need to finish one color work project at a time. I need to finish those socks before I cast on more colorwork socks. I need to finish those mittens. So we're gonna make Marta some restraints. One colorwork mitten on the needles, one colorwork sock on the needles. As many other socks as I want. So that's my last acquisition. That's all I have. I'll give you a little bit of Maddfuzzy news. I have more than just yarn to show you. I have actual exciting news. Let me look back through here and make sure that there is nothing I am missing. All right, so in Maddfuzzy, exciting news for the shop. Mary Jane Mucklestone. If you don't know who Mary Jane Mucklestone is, Google her and you'll be like, wow, she wrote those books. We're talking like the woman who writes the books on Scandinavian colorwork and Fair Isle colorwork. Like, she lives in Portland. She'd come in to Heavenly Yarns, which is my local yarn store in Belfast, and bought a skein of yarn from the shop. And that was exciting. And then she went on to my Etsy shop and bought 2 more skeins of yarn. And of course, I was absolutely floored. And oh my god. Mary Jane Mucklestone! Ah! Yeah. And then to top it all off, she posted this epic Instagram post about the yarn and me, and you can't buy this kind of publicity. It was amazing. I honestly, I just showed it to everyone I know, whether they knit or not. Some of them I think faint, like they like, oh, that's great. Who's Mary Jane Mucklestone? I know, that's what they said too. But no, that's huge news for me. I can't believe it. Not only did she buy one, but she came back and bought another. So that was fangirling out a little bit here. Yeah, so let's look at some yarn. I've got all this stuff back here is still in the shop, so if you would like to check that out, there is still available, but I will be adding some new colorways and some old favorites to the shop for my next update, which is going to be June 8th, Friday, June 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I have no idea how that standard, non-standard works. Nothing I do is standard. No, that's a lie. All right. I am goofy today. I think it's because I drank that entire pot of coffee and then took the dogs to the vet and then came back and sat down, and I haven't really talked to any humans. So you're getting all the crazy. Yay. Okay, so let's start. I'm just going to start on this end of the table. So some of these have names. Some of them do not. I think I'm going to be calling this one North Atlantic. I think there's something to do with that. It's this gorgeous tonal indigo-y type blue. And I have quite a few skeins of that. So there are going to be 4 skeins of this, all on my Pretty Tough base. That's all I have until I can go to the mill next week. So it's the one with the Firestar nylon. It's 20% Firestar nylon, so it's got a little sparkle, especially in the sunlight. And the rest is 100% East Frisian yarn. So hold it back here. Let you take a little looky look. All right. This next one, not named yet. I'll figure it out, but it's going to be a one-of-a-kind. It's non-reproducible. I was just kind of playing around, having a blast. But it's this minty green with these pops of purple and yellow. And that is yet to be unnamed, but it will be in the shop, and it will be a one-of-a-kind. You're never going to see this one again. Then I have Tweaked Madame. I've been kind of putting it through variations. I really haven't quite found the final piece of it, so I added an additional purpley red to it this time, and I think this is how Madame is going to look from here on out. It just added a lot more tonality to the purple. So I will have a couple skeins of Madame in the shop. I also am going to have a sock set. I am bringing back the Firecracker sock set. So this is a really lightly speckled with reds and yellows, and then this bright red contrast. So this is 70 grams, this is 30. And then I have, I think I'm going to call this one Fog. Which is a really light gray. And then I'm going to call its more tonal, darker partner here. This one is going to be Heathcliff. Whether you want that to be the Wuthering Heights Heathcliff or my Heathcliff, both of them I think fit it very well. So I have the lighter one, which is Fog, and I have the darker one, which is Heathcliff. Moving on, I have another brand new colorway for you. Exciting. This one is repeatable, so it might become a shop regular. But this is, I haven't quite named it yet either. I'm thinking, oh, I know what I named it. I did name this one. This one's called Sunset on the Hill. Because I have a friend who lives on a hill, and they have the best sunsets right up there. So, Sunset on the Hill. And I have one of those. I have this wonderful color. It's pretty masculine, unisex. It's got some really nice light gray areas as well as yellows and oranges. So, that one, unnamed. And this one's a new one as well, but I am naming this one Poison Ivy. Because, oh yeah, definitely a Batman fan. So there is Poison Ivy. So, yeah, some new and exciting colorways for you this week, as well as some of the old standbys. Yeah, so it's going to be on this Friday, June 8th. At 8 p.m. Check out the shop. I'll be promoting it all week on Instagram, given that I get some sunlight to take some pictures with. Yeah, and I hope to see you there. But I am pretty much, it's a lot of knitting. And I have been talking for a while now. So I'm going to give you a really quick life update. And then I'm going to sign off and start editing this and eat some dinner because it's kind of getting later. But I did beat the sunlight, so yay. And if you just wanted to stick around for the knitting and for the yarn, thanks for coming. It was good to see you. Remember to subscribe. Remember to join the Ravelry group. And remember to hit that little thumbs up button down there because that's how other people find me. And if you enjoy me or you find me charming or you don't and you just want to share me with a friend, I don't know. Hit that subscribe button. Let other people know. Comment. Say hi. I love it when you say hi. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about my life. So if you are sticking around, we're going to go through this pretty quickly. I left myself a list because I always forget things. So if you see me looking down, I'm reading my list. All right. So this last month, Truffle had a birthday. She turned 5. Oh, Truffle's 5 now. I can't believe it. We had her from a baby. Oh, so she's 5. Her birthday is May the 4th. So May the 4th be with you. She's my little Star Wars dog, or as we like to call her, Darth Truffle. And so she had a birthday, and that was really nice. We always do something a little special for them and cook chicken and rice for dinner, and we got her a little present, and yeah. So that was fun. Dog birthday parties. Didn't have to invite anyone. Let's see here. We moved in, which was exciting. Betsy has kittens. We had a litter of 6 kittens. 4 of them are orange, and 2 of them are a black and white and orange kind of combination. So I'm assuming there'll be 4 boys and 2 girls. So that's usually how cats work. If they're an orange cat, 99% of the time they're going to be boys. If they're a tricolor cat, 99% of the time they will be girls. But stranger things have happened, so we could have a girl orange cat or a boy tricolor. You never know. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention something. So Christmas is coming, you know, in the whole scheme of things. And I want to put this at the end because if you made it this far and you made it this long, you truly did it. And I appreciate it so much. And you're hardcore. Thanks. But Christmas is coming, and I really want to do an advent calendar. Like, I don't want to buy an advent calendar. I want to do an advent calendar swap. So I either want to find someone who is an indie dyer or who has a large collection of sock yarns, because I would like it to be a sock yarn advent calendar. And you could either pick if you wanted to do 100% Maddfuzzy yarns, if you wanted 100% not Maddfuzzy yarns, or if you wanted like a really fun mix. And I want to find somebody out there, so I'm putting a call out there. I am saying, hey, is anybody out there wanting to do an advent calendar swap with me for Christmas time? So the deadline to have it in the mail would be like the middle of November. But I'm putting it out there now so we can start kind of getting it together, because I know my life is busy and I'm not always winding mini skeins in my free time. So I need to kind of plan way ahead to make sure I can fulfill this commitment. But I really want to do an advent swap with somebody. So if you're out there and you are either an indie dyer, dye some yarn for fun, have a large collection of sock yarn scraps, and are interested in doing an advent swap with me, please PM me on either Ravelry, Instagram, and whatnot. And yeah, I'd love to work out some details with you, because I really want to do an advent calendar, both as Maddfuzzy, and I want to receive an advent calendar. So hit me up. I would really love to do an advent swap. I love Christmas. I'm really excited already for it. It's my favorite holiday. Probably because I'm a Christmas baby. But if you're interested, like I said, PM me, and we can work out the details on what we want to do. So if that's something that sounds like it's up your alley and you kind of on the fence whether you want to do one or not, yeah, please do. Oh, also I signed up for FiberShare. I've got 2 great FiberShare partners. If you don't know what FiberShare is, it's Instagram based, I believe, and you sign up and you pay a small fee, and you get a partner and you learn about them. So mine is from South Dakota, and she's a huge nerd just like me, and I am already dreaming about all the fun that we are going to have with this swap. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all that has gone on in my life. This moving into the house thing was really big. Other than that, I've just kind of been screwing around. So I am going to go tell Betsy that the podcast is over and she's safe to come back in here and have some really delicious beef. I hope to see you at the shop update on Friday. And yeah, feel free to subscribe, join the group. Let's get this KAL kicked off. Yeah. Heal my broken heart, KAL. And as always, enjoy your knitting. Bye, guys.